What's good? Santi, back with another one. Black flag, you already know. Ya tú sabes. Let's get it. So, this is Recognizing the Game, episode 14, and part 2 of Semen Retention and the Alpha Energy. One of the things that I want to talk about in this video is asserting yourself in terms of being your own man, setting your own boundaries, and having your own standards. As a man, and speaking for myself, it is ultimately me and me alone who decides my manhood and the way I express my manhood. With semen retention, that energy wants to assert itself and express itself in the natural world. So in my own way of thinking and just understanding myself, I always want to speak for myself. I don't want anyone to speak for me or represent me. I don't want another man dictating me or coming to my YouTube and saying things should be this way or that way, or assuming because I do this or because I do that, that it is an indication of this or that. I'm not the same as the next man, and the next man is not the same as me. So generalizations and false assertions need to fall by the wayside, because when it's all decided, it's coming from my own standard, and what I feel the need to express is because I've been called to express it at that time in whatever the situation may be. I could speak when I choose to, or I can keep quiet, but essentially I'm going to represent myself and stay true to myself and remain authentic. I'm not going to let anyone defame me or make me out to be someone that I'm not. And whatever I'm called to say in a given situation is what's going to be said, because no one should be judged by the way in which they go about living their truth, as long as it is not infringing upon the sovereignty of another. My manhood is my manhood and my manhood alone. Okay? It's certain things that may need to be expressed in terms of depth, in regards to who I am and where I'm from, my views, those things will be discussed when the time is, appropriate, as I see it fit. Everything that I'm telling you is comprehensive, and everything is continual. As I go along, I'll delve more and more and connect the dots. But no man is going to come to my YouTube channel and demand me to do anything. That's really what it is, and goes on into my daily life as well. The same applies to me the same applies to me being told to go vote and determining what type of food I should eat. Unless I decided to eat it, it's going to be chosen by me. It's going to be decided by me. People don't understand that it's all about how you come at me. I'm aware of whatever colors I decide to wear and go to whatever events that I want to go to based on my own volition. Because I know that I must first listen to myself and be able to understand myself, as well as communicate with myself first and foremost. Develop a trust with myself, develop a relationship with myself, and believe in myself, and know myself before anyone else. Not seek validation and answers from something outside of myself. And when I say that, that is not the same as acquiring knowledge and learning. That doesn't mean I don't listen to a person when they speak. That doesn't mean that the person next to me doesn't have something to offer or have valuable information that I could utilize. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that me trusting my intuition enough to know what applies to me and what doesn't. And when I should be open to trying something new, but it's all about how you approach me and how you communicate with me. One of the things about alpha energy is that it's not something that you can fake. It's not a facade. It's an embodiment, and it is felt because it is an imprint. It has an imprint and leaves an impression on the environment around you. When you achieve that state and when you're in the higher nature of yourself, it's a higher nature. It's a higher nature of masculinity and of being a man. And so you want to be in this state if you want to get the most out of life and reach your highest potential, which is you becoming self-actualized to achieve your goals, to truly be happy with yourself and be in tune and balance with yourself, your masculinity and your femininity. So in you being disciplined enough to govern yourself and do those things you need to do in order to take care of yourself, and being respectful to your own self, being in tune with your emotions in whichever way they may flow, in whichever way those waters may go. I can reflect on my experiences, and I know how people have looked at me a certain way because I don't fit certain stereotypes. I don't adopt certain socially acceptable traditions. I don't identify with them because they don't reflect who I am. And that's what people have to understand. You, as a quote unquote alpha male, you move and live based on your own self-understanding. Understanding who you are at the soul level, being in tune with your darkness and your light, being one, being complete within your own self. So I'll go more in depth in the next upcoming videos, because this is what I mean by recognizing the game.
Make myself a millionaire, that's on Alvin Soul. The journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. Last of a dying breed, there's still some left. I fail over and over just to see success. No matter what happens, I strive to be the best. I grown now to plant a seed from the west that rolls out the mud on you niggas, you see the progress. Only thing that interfere with my learning is my education. Hope that don't go over your head, Loke, had to learn some patience. You can get knocked down, can you get back up? The bullshit dying down, I'm trying to live it up. You still got some high heads who really don't give a fuck.